In 1796, George Washington warned us in his farewell address: observe good faith and justice towards all nations, cultivate peace and harmony with all, and passionate attachments for others should be excluded. In place of them, just and amicable feelings towards all should be cultivated. The nation which indulges towards another an habitual hatred or an habitual fondness is in some degrees a slave. A passionate attachment of one nation for another produces a variety of evils. On July 7, 2010, Israel's Army radio reported that the United States has sent Israel a secret document committing to nuclear cooperation between the two countries. According to Army Radio, the U.S. has reportedly pledged to sell Israel materials used to produce electricity as well as nuclear technology and other supplies, despite the fact that Israel is not a signatory of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Thus, once again, the U.S. is in violation of the NPT, which it has been ever since we signed it. Army Radio's diplomatic correspondent said the reported offer could put Israel on par with India, another NPT holdout which is openly nuclear armed, but in 2008 secured a U.S.-led deal granting it civilian nuclear imports. During this week's meeting between Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Barack Obama, the two leaders supposedly discussed the global challenge of nuclear proliferation and the need to strengthen the non-proliferation system. They also discussed calls for a conference on a nuclear-free Middle East. And the two leaders agreed to work together to oppose efforts to single out Israel at the IAEA General Conference happening in September. Obama emphasized that the U.S. will continue to work closely with Israel to ensure that arms control initiatives and policies do not detract from Israel's security. And I quote Obama, support our common efforts to strengthen international peace and stability, end quote. What has made the Middle East so unstable is the U.S. and Israeli collaboration and nuclear deceptions. On 24 April 2004, Yuri Avneri wrote 3 days after Mordecai Vanunu was released from his first 18 years in a tomb-sized windowless cell for telling the world the truth about Israel's weapons of mass destruction program. I quote, everybody understands that Vanunu has no more secrets. What can a technician know after 18 years in jail, during which technology has advanced with giant steps? But gradually becomes clear what the security establishment is afraid of. Vanunu is in a position to expose the close partnership with the United States in the development of Israel's nuclear armaments. This worries Washington so much that the man responsible in the State Department for arms control, Undersecretary John Bolton, has come to Israel for the occasion. Vanunu, it appears, can cause severe damage to the mighty superpower. The Americans, it seems, are very worried. The world must be prevented by all available means from hearing from the lips of a credible witness that the Americans are full partners in Israel's nuclear arms program while pretending to be the world's sheriff for the prevention of nuclear proliferation. In 2005, Vanunu told me, President Kennedy tried to stop Israel from building atomic weapons. Kennedy insisted on an open internal inspection. When Johnson became president, he made an agreement with Israel that 2 senators would come every year to inspect. Before the senators would visit, the Israelis would build a wall to block the underground elevators and stairways. From 1963 to 69, the senators came, but they never knew about the wall that hid the rest of the Dimona from them. Nixon stopped these inspections and agreed to ignore the situation. As a result, Israel increased production. In 1986, there were over 200 bombs. Today, they may have enough plutonium for 10 bombs a year. All during the month of July, wearewideawake.org is dedicated to report on America's nuclear deceptions. Please also visit and listen to Vanunu speak for himself in 2005, 2006, and 2008 video interviews and learn about why Israel persists to persecute him at the Vanunu Saga 2005-2010, wearewideawake.org.